Here's some information you need to know in order to complete Lesson 3 in the classroom. The first thing we need to do is review inequalities. You're going to work a lot this year with inequalities, and specifically in this lesson, you'll begin to work with inequalities. So in reference to x, you have greater than, or you have x is greater than or equal to, which means x can be equal to the other number, or it's going to be greater than the other number. The other ones you have are less than, and you also have x is less than or equal to a given number. With this, we're really just going to focus on greater than or less than for this specific lesson, but we will refer back to all 4 of these later on. So please make sure you have all 4 of these in your notes. Triangle inequality theorem states that in a triangle with side lengths A, B, and C, C must be more than the difference of A and B and less than the sum of A and B. Now I know you're probably like, what is she talking about? And don't worry, I'm going to explain more, and you'll do a lot with this tomorrow in the lesson, but I wanted to make sure that you actually knew what the definition was. So realistically, you have a triangle, and you have the lengths A and B and C. And you'll work more with specific triangles later on in the lessons. But for this purpose, we're just going to have A, B, and C. So again, we're going to use our inequalities to write out what this means. So for the first one, you're going to have C is going to be greater than the difference of A and B. And C also is going to have to be less than the sum of A plus B. A plus B. That's what that inequality basically states. So when you take whatever measurement is A, so let's say A is going to be 10 and B is going to be 4. So in this case, C would have to be greater than 10 minus 4. So C is going to have to be greater than 6. So I'm going to make a note down here reminding myself that C has to be greater than 6. But also, C has to be less than 10 plus 4. So C has to be less than 14. So to write this as one whole inequality, there's a way that it makes it to where you can write everything as 1. So we're going to write it as C is in our middle. C has to be greater than 6, but has to be less than 14. So C has to be greater than 6, but less than 14. So any measurement between 6 and 14, but again, not equal to, will give you a measurement that will form a triangle. Again, you're going to use a lot more tomorrow. When you come in tomorrow, you're going to use angle, legs, and you'll use those to recognize why this is true.